Welcome to Adventures. Welcome to Adventures. Welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly. This is primarily a drone show. We'll be sharing adventures from all over the world. We hope to have interesting guests every week, and we're glad that you tuned in tonight. We'll be flying different drones in different locations. We encourage viewer participation in the chat. If you have a question, don't be afraid to ask. Every week, we'll have another interesting guest. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We'll be sharing various adventures by our guests as well as myself. And thank you for joining us tonight. Hi, welcome everybody. Welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly Live. And I have another great show schedule. And thank you all for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate it. You see the same faces, but lately we've been seeing a lot of new faces in the chat, and I really appreciate that. Um, but it's amazing because the weeks just fly by. I don't know where the time goes, to be honest with you. But I've been flying a lot lately. Um, I've been flying my Mavic 3 and my Mini 3 Pro, and I've been having a good time. And you guys know I fly with Al Cercione a lot, um, but um, he had a big meetup last Sunday, and we all had a great time. And I could start naming names, but I'm not going to do that right now. But it was just great. There was, I think, 17 or 18 people that showed up for this mini meetup in Boynton Beach Inlet. And Boynton Beach Inlet is obviously on the water. And a lot of people are nervous about flying over the water, just like I was when I first started flying. But now um, I don't worry about it like I used to. But that's my favorite place to fly, by the water, at a beach, or on the intercoastal, or from islands. I have secret spot number 2, which is an island right here. But I want to welcome in everybody because I really appreciate you all that watch the live stream. You don't know, Johnny and I, we started doing the Fly for Fun show as a lark 3 years ago, and people started watching it. Who would ever thought that they'd watch two old guys talking about drones? And we come to make friends with a lot of you in the chat. And then I started my own live stream over a year ago now. But it means so much, really. And I won't go on and on and on about it because I know you want to meet the special guest that I have scheduled tonight, and that's Bill Bongle from Titletown Drones. And you're going to find him very, very interesting. No doubt in my mind about it. But I know Paul, he was number 1, and Al, he was right behind him, number 2. And the chat has went by so quick, I can't get back to the beginning, but I really appreciate it. I even got my neighbor watching tonight, Melissa. Melissa, how you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for watching. And Warren Akirasho, good to see you. And Filipina, how you doing? Thank you for watching the show tonight. Charles Kolaski, Trucker Steve. Trucker Steve's in the house. Thank you. And he's coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup, guys, just to let you know. He drives all around the country, but he's going to make sure he's in South Florida on April 1st, 2023 in Jensen Beach, Florida. I'm going to put the banner up now to tell people about it. And then we're having our 3rd annual South Florida Drone Meetup in Jensen Beach, at the Jensen Beach Causeway Park in Jensen Beach, Florida. And it's free. It's free to attend. And if you're coming, please let me know. I'll put your name on the list. And, one lucky attendee is going to win a raffle prize based on their position on the list. So let me know if you're coming. I'll put your name on the list. But once you get on the list, you can't get off. No, I'm just kidding. We've had a couple of people that had things come up and they can't make it. But then we got a lot of new people too. So we're up to 104 names on the list right now. Matty kind of he called it. He said we're going to have over 150 people last year, and he's no doubt in my mind he's going to be right. We will have over 150 um, people. And if anybody has any questions for our guest, we welcome them and we'll try to answer them as best we can. And really, it's hard to keep up with the chat. Sometimes I miss them. But listen, guys, I'm reaching down because I received a box today. Just to let you know, I already opened it, but I wanted to do the unboxing on the live stream tonight. And this is from Al Diaz. Above it all, aerial imaging out in California. He can't make it to the South Florida meetup, but he ended up saying, "How can I sponsor it?" So he sent us a nice sticker pack with a mouse pad, and then oh look at this, we got plenty of plastic, that's for sure. But he even sent the coffee mug. Somebody's going to win a coffee mug from Al, and thank you, Al. But I don't have enough room here with all the raffle prizes that are coming in. But wait till you see this one. Some lucky raffle winner is going to win an Autel Nano Plus Premium Bundle package. This is amazing, Al. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And we really appreciate it. Me and all the members of the South Florida Drone Meetup Committee. And I was shocked when he announced that. And then Dre was on the show that night also. So Dre Crawford, that is, Recovery One Drones. He said, "Well, Al, I got it now. I got to donate something." And Dre's donating a camera tilt, rotating gimbal type of thing. I haven't received it yet, but I know Dre is good for it. So thank you to both of them and all the other sponsors, and you know who they are. And I try to mention them. You can't mention them all, otherwise it would take an hour just on the live stream. So I don't want to take up that much time because I only left a little shrimp and lobster in the back room for our guest. And it's one of those things where tonight I also have a special guest. He'll be joining us a little later too. Surprise guest. But I know you'll enjoy him too. But anyway, I want to say hello to Will. How you doing, Will? He's coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup too. And Leonard, JSK Enterprise. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. And Jose Mendez. He's coming to the meetup also. And um, Unlimited Vertical. How you doing? Good to see you. And Jack, Lake Pilot. But I'm going to get back to the names a little later and welcome people as they come in as best I can. But I want everybody to give a warm welcome to Bill Bongle of Tidal Town Drones. Hey, Bill, welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly Live.
Well, thank you very much for having me. I'm really excited to be a part of your show.
Yeah, well, I tell you, I came across your channel and I said, "Wow, look at this guy! He's a retired police captain, and he definitely knows a lot about drones." So I said, let me send him an email, see if he'll be on the show, and thank you for being on. Appreciate it.
Well, yeah, thanks very much. Appreciate it.
But I want you to tell the viewers in the chat because nobody has any idea who you are. So Introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from and about your company, and you could tell maybe a police story or two that you could
Okay.
share or that you care to share, and how
Yeah,
you
sounds
became
good.
involved with drones.
All right, sounds great. Well, I worked at Green Bay Police Department, retired after 30 years in 2015, and always had the desire to start my own business. And I've been a avid flyer since around the early 2000s of just pretty much anything RC. And when I got close to my retirement, I saw drones emerging as a technology and really thought that that would be a good business venue for me to try to pursue in my retirement. So that's how I got started. But I was that guy who was building this stuff in his workshop and cobbling things together with zip ties and duct tape and making my own multi-rotors and things like that. And it was so exciting to see the evolution of the technology. So I was kind of looking at where should I jump into this business of drones. And I looked at kind of what was happening at the time in the market. And at that time, DJI was introducing the Phantom, and a lot of people sort of had the same vision that they were going to buy a drone and then they were going to go take real estate photography and sell all their photos to the realtors. And I realized that that market was going to get saturated really quick. So I chose a different path. I've got an IT background, very interested in learning how things work. So I decided to become more of a service oriented business. So I offered my services to repair drones.
Okay.
I started opening them up, kind of reverse engineering, sort of learning how everything worked. Had a lot of years of experience building and flying my own stuff. So the repair business was incredible. I had piles and piles of busted drones showing up at my doorstep.
Wow.
So it made me realize something. It made me realize that people needed some instruction, right?
Yeah.
There were a lot of crashes going on, and people were pretty disappointed that they had spent a lot of money and broke, a piece of equipment or something. So I pursued that for a couple of years, and that was sort of my in. And that segued into doing training for people, learning how to fly, learning techniques, photography techniques, things like that. And that was really sort of my foothold in the industry. And then as I was training people recreationally and then a little bit commercially, the FAA eventually codified the rules, the Part 107 rules. And I thought to myself, that's a pretty focused type of course of study
Yeah.
where people just don't have that generally have that kind of experience and knowledge. So I thought, oh, I'll just do what I always do. I've been a trainer, police trainer for a lot of years.
Yeah.
I'll develop a course. So I created my own Part 107 class. I was the first one in
Okay.
Wisconsin to do that. And then that segued on to training. And then as I did training, I got hired by a lot of different police departments and fire departments.
Yeah.
From there, many of those agencies that I was training said, well, what should we buy and who should we
Mm,
get it from? Can't we just get it from you? And that sparked my idea of, I should be a dealer. So
exactly.
I pursued that, and that was 8 years ago is when I started that. And
Oh,
my,
that's an amazing success story. I'll tell you that right
yeah,
now. But we do have a question already from somebody in
yeah,
the chat, and it's up on the screen right now. And knowing what you know about drones now and regulations, what changes would you have made early on, if any? That's a good question, Paul.
yeah, it really is a good question. Um, I'd like to ponder on that for a little bit. What changes would I make?
If any,
Um,
maybe you wouldn't make any.
yeah, well, I can't say that. I think,
What do you think about remote
yeah,
ID?
well, here, I'll just address his question.
Okay.
One thing is, I had a transition from a public safety kind of employee to a small business owner.
Hmm.
So I think if anything, it was learning and understanding what it takes to run a small business instead of being an hourly employee. So skills, and hiring services of people about things I don't know about, like bookkeeping and taxes and stuff like that.
Okay.
Uh, what do I think of remote ID?
Yeah, that's my question.
Well,
Short and
not a
sweet.
fan. Yeah, not a fan. Um,
Okay.
I think it's, I think the mistake they made is they made it accessible that anybody can find your location, you as a drone pilot. That should have been reserved for regulators
I
to,
had thought it was going to be only available to law enforcement or the
uh,
FAA. It's
it's
going to be
any
really
schmo, yeah, anybody.
interesting.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Well, hopefully they'll change it and they'll amend it. But I
not
don't know
likely.
about that. I know. But anyway, no, that's good. That's good. So what was your first drone? If I missed it, I apologize.
Oh well, my
What was
first
your
was
first
really
drone?
something that was custom built, with multi-wee circuit boards that we soldered together. But the first drone that I ever purchased was a DJI Phantom.
Yeah.
I think it was a Phantom 3 is the first one I bought outright.
I bought a Phantom 4, used Phantom 4 when I got serious about flying drones. I
Yeah.
thought it was a great drone, the Phantom series.
Yeah, they were great drones. There's a few things that I think contributed to their demise, but now we're on to the folding drones,
Right.
and
And
they're very
that's
poor.
the Mavic 3 there?
Yeah, it's a Mavic 3 with a thermal,
Enterprise. Yeah.
yeah, thermal camera, and
Okay, that's cool.
yeah.
People haven't seen that. If you could hold it up a little more,
Oh,
talk about that
absolutely.
thermal camera on that drone.
Sure. So these are very much desired by anybody in public safety that's searching for missing people, that sort of thing. And then some of the commercial users are using them as well for doing inspections of solar panels and roofs and different things. But search and rescue, the the technology is incredible considering how far that's come along. The
Yeah.
resolution. We have several incidents now. Now I sell to a lot of police and fire departments, so I get these stories back from them about their results, what they've used it for. And there's an agency not far from me that rescued an elderly man who has dementia, and he wandered off into an area, and the weather was terrible. When they found him, he was all curled up in the fetal position.
Oh, wow.
He almost died of hypothermia, but they found
Right.
him with that drone.
The
They
drone
saved
saved his
they
life.
saved his life. But children, there was a 4-year-old in southern Wisconsin that was saved, but because they found her in a marshy area with the drone. That was a law enforcement agency that I trained, and that they bought their equipment from me. So that's why I do this.
We
It's
love hearing
exciting.
these success stories about
Yeah,
drones for good, and
yeah,
really, really, I can't say enough about them. I really can't. They're good,
yeah.
good pieces of equipment.
I see
And
a
we got
question.
another question from Paul, just to let you know. How do you think remote ID will hinder law enforcement if they are required to broadcast their locations also?
I warned law enforcement agencies about this when this rule was first cast. It's going to be troublesome for a couple of reasons. One is remote ID broadcasts the location of the pilot. Um, and is that information, that a law enforcement agency wants? You're circling a house of a barricaded suspect or something. Do you really want that guy to know where your pilot is?
No.
And then the other example I have for you is when we had the riots here in Wisconsin in the 2020 riots,
Right.
Kenosha, and we had law enforcement, you know, um, out there operating the drone. And if remote ID was in place then, I would have big concerns, about the safety of the drone pilot. So that's my biggest concern is the
Okay.
safety of the
Good
drone
question.
pilots. So
Good question, Paul. Yeah. We got a lot of new people in the chat already since I welcomed them in. I want to say hello to Joe Blaylock. Always good to see Joe and Joe Fortaleo. How you doing, Joe? Good to see you. And Tony, Quadcopters in Tech. And Brian, BMAC. How you doing? Chris, Sunrise Water Media, and Chris is coming. He surprised us the other night on a live stream. I thought his partner in crime, Kelly Shores, was the only one coming to the South Florida Drone meetup from his group of people, but Chris said he's also attending with Kelly. And thank you for coming, Chris. Appreciate it. And we got Vincent, Drone and New. How you doing? And Ronnie, God bless America. Um, Thank you all for tuning in. I forgot to say hello to John too, Connecticut Formula. Good to see John and Dewey coming to us all the way from Ireland. So I tell you, we got a great crowd in the house. Thank you, guys. So anyway, Bill, do you fly for fun at all? You
Oh,
get out there?
absolutely.
Okay. What
Yeah.
type of flying do you do when you
Well,
fly?
I'm from a small town north of Green Bay called Sturgeon Bay, and one of the things there is the shipyard. All the lake freighters come in there in the winter and they lay up.
Yep.
And so
I
just
saw your
a
videos on that.
couple of weeks ago, all the ships were coming in, within days of each other, these enormous lake freighters merging, through the bridges and through the canal. So I got up there and shot, video of that with the tugboats and everything. So that, and that Door County is such a beautiful area. So I get out there. I've taken it with me on trips. Did some stuff out in the Badlands. Did
It's
some
beautiful
stuff.
country out west. It really is.
Yeah,
I gotta get
really.
out there with my drone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, I'm going on a cruise next week, Bill, and I'm gonna try to bring my drone along. Not to fly from the cruise ship, of course not. But if I
Yeah,
get to
imagine they don't allow
some
that.
secret locations in these other countries,
You
I
got to
may
bring
fly my
bring
drone.
something like this with you.
Yeah, no, now what's that? The M30,
Yeah,
M30T.
yeah,
That's an impressive drone. I was able to fly one of them for the first time when I went to the Sunshine State Drone Expo, and it's amazing how easy they fly, really. And I
yeah,
was very, very impressed with it. You
yeah.
like
If you
that
can,
drone?
I do. It's a heck of a lot of fun to fly, but it's amazing to utilize some of the features that 200x zoom is crazy.
Okay, Leonard. I'm not good with the links, but I'll try to put it up a little later. But it's titled Dr-
Title Town.
Titletown Drones. That's the name of his channel,
Yeah. So if you
and I'm
search
going to be
that,
showing it. Now would be a good time to show one of your videos so people can see. And I got one queued up, so we're going to show that now. All right, Bill.
okay.
Um, if I remember how to do it, that is. Yeah. So, and everybody, and if you want to narrate over it, Bill, you can. This is your cherry blossoms, and we'll get it going. I got the audio down. I got it down. So you want to narrate?
Sure. So in Door County, one of the major crops there are tart cherries. So in the spring, you can imagine these orchards when they're in bloom are really beautiful. As far as you can see these beautiful white blossoming trees. So this video was shot with an Autel light and just various angles, and then just edited all together at the end. That's
There
the
it
end crop
is. Very
right
nice.
there.
Yeah, I tell you. Um, I find the hotel drones very, very good. Good. Also, a friend of mine, Rob Kamada, allowed me to fly his Evo 2 um, Plus, I guess it was,
Yeah.
and it was a great drone, you know. And I know a lot of people in the chat have the Evo Lights now, and the Evo, or I mean, Autel Nanos, and they love them. They really do.
Yeah, that little Nano that you unboxed tonight, that's a nice little drone. When I in the summertime, I have an e-bike. When I go out on the trails, I stick that in my bike bag and
Right.
launch the drone for different areas of scenery, that I'm going through.
It's funny you brought up an e-bike, and I had just bought one last week. And
Sure.
I went and flew this morning on the e-bike, but I keep my Mavic 3 and my Mini 3 Plus in my backpack. And we went down and we flew and we did some boat chasing and a beautiful sunrise. And
Fun.
I love my new e-bike. I gotta say, you like
I
yours?
do. I love it. It gets me out and doing things that I probably wouldn't have done otherwise.
What type of bike do you have?
It's called Hemingway.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with that
it's a
one.
larger frame. I'm a big guy, so it's a larger frame bike with the big 4-inch tires. And uh, I don't know if this is a common thing throughout the country, but in Wisconsin we have something called rails to trails. So they're all old railroad lines that are converted into bike trails. So we have a beautiful network of trails here.
Yeah, Paul Brown is looking for a drone right now, so he's
The
looking
Mavic
for the
3.
Mavic
Oh,
3, the free version.
yeah, the free version.
So you're gonna laugh. Well, you don't know this, but my Mavic 3, I got to give credit to Spin Up, and that's the drone conference. I call it a conference that Kelly Shores runs in Austin, Texas, and he gives away very nice drones during that conference. And the last prize of the day was the Mavic 3. He held the
Nice.
best prize till last. And then they
That's a
reached in the fishbowl and picked out Ray Kelly.
wow. That's a
I,
nice
I
one.
won my Mavic 3. So, but, and I got to say thank you again to
Has
Kelly Shores
have
and
you have
Chris.
you tried
Chris was
this
involved
one?
in that planning too. Oh, the
Have you
Avata. Yeah, talk about that.
Yeah, so this is your FPV drone where you have the goggle experience. So
Yeah.
it's a different style of flying. They have this motion remote controller for it.
Yep. Hmm.
And I have a video on that on my channel if you want to see my experience with that. Because
Oh,
I've flown FPV with the little. My friend designs and makes these little indoor racing drones, and he sets up lighted hoops in his
okay,
garage.
cool.
So it's like PEX tubing with LEDs in it, and he does like a course.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the guys come over, they fly races in the garage. So this thing is kind of big compared to what those guys are flying, but I was able to go through all those hoops with this because it flies so precisely. So it's a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, I've flown one. I've tried it. I'm not an FPV pilot at all. I feel very confined when I have those goggles on.
It
But I
takes a
flew
while.
the Avata, and then our special guest in the back room let me fly his DJI FPV drone too.
The first time I was all in, I immersed, did like 30 minutes straight, ran through 2 or 3 battery packs. Then I realized, like, Bill, you got to take a break. I started to get sick to my stomach because it's so intense.
I know, and the Avata seems like it's becoming very popular too.
Yeah, they're tough to get right now.
I mean, we got one of the best drone pilots in America, to be honest with you. He lives up in Rhode Island, and I don't know if I'm going to mention his name or not because he's not coming to the South Florida drone meetup. So I think I'm just going to avoid him. And that's Mark Fisher, EM Drone One. He's becoming a great Avata pilot, really. Thank you for coming in tonight, Mark. Appreciate it. No, he's excellent, and his GPS work, his cinematic work is beyond reproach. Really, Mark Fish is one of the best. He gave the editing presentation at the South Florida Drone Meetup last year, and then the year before, the first one that we held, an FPV drone went into the water in the Intercoastal Waterway, and nobody would go in, but Mark Fisher stripped down to his underwear and he went in. He went in and searched for that drone. and people were amazed, you know. And I don't know if you know anything about South Florida, but you know, there's sharks in the water in South
Yeah.
Florida. And he searched around, and he ended up going under. And then we were worried about him because he was under about two minutes, and then he comes up with the drone in his hand. And there's a video on my channel about that. So
What a great story.
yeah, and Ron Brown. I was talking to Ron Brown earlier too. He's already making plans to come down to South Florida. He's coming down for the whole month of March just to get ready to fly with us in April.
Is this just a one day event or how
Well, it's
many?
actually 4 days. We have a
Four
meet and
days.
greet on Friday night, and then we have a full day of flying on Saturday, and then we have a half day of flying on Sunday, and then on the fourth day it's a half day fishing trip on a big party boat.
Sounds
So
nice.
yeah, and everybody doesn't have to come for all 4 days, and most people just come for the main day, which is April 1st. You know,
Yeah.
and I gotta say, we got a lot of raffle prizes that we're going to be giving away that day. And
Any RV parks nearby?
yes, there are. Yeah, actually, Lisa in the chat, she found one. She's going to be staying in an RV. Yeah, there's a state park that's very close to the meetup location. They have camping sites for RVs. So yeah, why do you do a lot of camping?
Yeah, I have a 30-foot trailer, and
Oh, you'll be
that
living in luxury then.
that might be a nice way to get out of Wisconsin mushy, muddy spring.
Oh, definitely. You should definitely come. Try to definitely make it a priority. Come, and I'll introduce you to my friend who has the hunting preserve in Wisconsin.
There
You know, so.
sounds like a great time.
But anyway, I don't want to leave our special guest in the back room too long now, because how much shrimp and lobster did you leave him, Bill? So I want everybody to give. Anybody want to guess who it is? He lives in Florida. Let's see if anybody can guess it. We'll give 2 seconds. No, no, not Mark. All right. He's one of my best friends in the drone community. One more guess. No, nobody wants to guess? Well, it's Al Cercione from the South Florida Drone Fly.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Hi Bill, nice to meet you.
Hi, Al. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Hey, Al, how you doing? Welcome.
I'm doing good. And you left me no shrimp and lobster. I had to have Chick-fil-A tonight. There was no shrimp left at all. None.
Yeah. And we got TJ in the house. How you doing, TJ?
Hey, Teej,
And
what's up, bud?
Gary, number 13. Good to see you. So, yeah, if you have any questions, Bill, about coming, just give me a call or email me, text me, and I'll try to help you out with whatever
Will do.
information you need to get you down here.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
It's a good time, that's for sure. It's
Sounds like
definitely
it.
a good
yeah.
time. Yeah, it really
And I
is.
want everybody to say thank you to Al because Al is also sponsoring the South Florida Drone Meetup. He right after last year's meetup, he says, "Ray, your cardboard signs got to go. I'm gonna make you up a professional looking vinyl banner for it." So he's doing that, and he's also donating nice coffee tumblers or travel tumblers from the
Travel
South
tumbler, yeah.
Florida Drone Flyers group, and we appreciate that, Al.
Do
Oh,
you have a logo or something for your?
yes, it's actually on one of those cups. If he well, let me see. Let me
You talking about for the meetup or for the South Florida Drone Flyers?
For your giveaways, like your giveaway items. Do you have like a logo on
Yeah,
there?
we do. Yeah, we got
Here's
this.
this is a laser engraver.
Oh, you do that also?
oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, very
Very
nice.
cool.
Well, you know what we have
Could
just to show
make you
you.
some coasters or something.
Well, we have a guy who does that.
Oh,
That's what I
oh,
was
okay.
going to show you.
Oh, there you go.
These are the ones he made for the first annual.
Yeah.
These are
Okay.
the ones he made for the second annual, and that's
Oh,
our
all
logo
right.
more or less.
There you go.
And that's Brad Alston, and he also makes our ID lanyards, and I
Okay.
have it actually in my flying fly-in thing, but I
Yeah,
got
what
a
else am I
blank right
sending?
here. This goes
Oh,
in an ID
Yeah,
folder.
there we
yeah.
go.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
Yeah.
it is. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So, but
Yeah.
yeah, we have a good time, Bill. We really do, and I think
It sounds
Al
like it.
will vouch for that.
yeah, it's definitely a great day. The best part about it is meeting all the people that you see on the
Of course.
streams, and you
Yeah.
finally meet them in person. Because last year was the first one that I went to,
Hmm.
and I used to watch live streams here and there, and but never knew who these people were. And now I put, a handshake to people,
Yeah. That you met
that are.
online or yeah.
Yeah, I mean the meet and
So
greet is the meet and greet was really great. I mean that was nice because we had a good time that night also over at Sticks Billiard Club, and it was really nice. It really was. And I fly with Ray probably once a week,
Yep.
you know, and
nice.
I don't know how he puts up with me, but he does. He just
we have
wants
a
to go
good
on my
time though.
boat. I take him on my boat a lot,
Well,
Bill.
that's fun. Yeah, good.
Yeah,
That's
we have a
good.
good time though. It's always a good time. I'm going out tomorrow morning and filming the Guitar Hotel. Hopefully tomorrow
That's
morning.
going to be. I would love
Yeah.
to join you, but I just can't, Al.
Yeah, it's
Um,
I'm trying. I'm keeping an eye on the wind so far, but so far looks pretty good. So I'm
that's
gonna go
good.
out and then I'm going to my boat and do a little work after that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And Al's got a beautiful yacht too.
oh yeah,
A
yeah,
$1 million yacht that he
oh
took
yeah,
me
yeah,
on a couple of weeks ago, and
yeah,
we went to the intercoastal around Fort Lauderdale and flew our drones.
yeah. We
We
had a
had a
good
great
time.
time on your
Yeah,
boat, Al.
thanks. But yeah,
Yeah. So
it's
Al, people in the chat, most everybody knows your story a little bit, but you know,
yeah.
you started a new business, correct? You got
Well,
your
yes,
part 107.
I got my part 107 only a couple of months ago. And I started a little side business trying to get some jobs here and there. And actually, the day that I took my test, I came out of the test, and a girl called me that wanted me to do some filming of an apartment complex. And I says, yes, I'll do it now. But she asked me before that I couldn't do it. I wouldn't do it because I didn't have my 107. But she happened to call me like 10 minutes after I came out of the testing center.
Oh, good for
So
you.
that was my first job. I got it. I took the test on a Friday and got the job on a Monday. So
Nice.
it was really good. Yeah, it was.
That's great.
I tell people that story that as soon
Yeah,
as you
yeah.
come out, you
It's
got a job.
crazy.
He's got a job. 10 minutes
Yeah. It was
out
great.
of the test
But,
center. Sure.
every once in a while I'll do it. A lot of times I do a lot of freebies. Just to
And you
put
still
the
had
word out.
visions of sectional flight charts in your head,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I didn't find that too bad. It was some of the other stuff. I think my test, for some reason, all the stuff that I study on the course, a lot of the stuff wasn't, not that it wasn't covered, but the stuff that was on the test, I had no clue what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
it's
we got Fly Guy
pretty
Merrill. How you
fascinating.
doing?
How you doing, guys?
And Scotty Jackrabbit FPV. Good to see
What's up,
you.
Scott?
Reptilians in the house too. How you doing? Mark White coming to us all the way from the UK, I think. Right, Mark? Yeah. So. And Al, I got to compliment you on that meetup you had last Sunday. That was
Oh, thank you.
amazing in Boynton
Thank you.
Beach.
That was pretty good. We had like 19 people there that day. It was a good meetup. I felt bad for Bill losing his FPV, his drone, but it
I know,
happens.
but he bought another one already. I don't
Yeah,
know if you
yeah,
know that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He's the one who got me hooked into buying one. I flew his at one of my other meetups,
What did you
and
I
get?
right
know, I
after that,
know.
I said, I gotta have one. I gotta
And
have one.
if anybody's coming down from New England, Mark Fisher needs a ride to the South Florida drone meet. So, but
I could swing
uh,
over that way from Wisconsin.
There you go. Pick them
pick
up.
them up in your camper. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll
Don't let
have
them
to
in the
ride the
camper.
trailer.
Just put them on top. Don't put them in it. Put them on top.
And John, there you go. Johnny says, Mark, he'll come and get you. Nah, he's not gonna. But yeah, hey, Don's in the house, but I hope Fisheye is with him. So, but
Yeah,
yeah, we got a great crowd in the house. Thank you again, guys, for watching.
yeah.
I got to take time out to do the tip of the week now, just to see if I can. I even forget what it is because I don't have it in front of me right here. I got my papers on it. but it's a simple little tip, and it's don't take chances when you're flying your drone. I mean, a lot of pilots take chances. I've seen it. I'm sure you guys have seen it, but
Yeah.
it's not really recommended. And I'm not saying be a conservative pilot or a wimpy pilot like me. I'm just saying don't take chances because accidents do happen. You may lose a drone into the water or
Yeah.
wherever, and God forbid you don't want to hurt anybody. Do you guys have any tips for the viewers?
I'll let Bill go first.
Well, what I always have for the newcomers is when you take off and land, have the drone facing away from you so that your orientation is normal because disorientation is the number one cause of a crash, right?
Yeah, that's a good tip. Thank
Yeah.
you, Bill.
Yeah.
What about you, Al?
Me, check your surroundings before and after you fly. I check my surroundings because a lot of times there's a lot of weirdos hanging around, and you never know if they like if you're flying with your goggles on, they can just help themselves to whatever you have there.
I
Yeah.
know. You're right,
Yeah,
And
Al.
especially if you're wearing goggles, you should have somebody with you because
somebody with you, yeah. But
especially
sometimes
after
they're flying, yeah. But sometimes they're flying also, and it
yeah
kind of gets a little,
after remote ID goes into effect, you got to be conscious of people just coming up to you
yes,
because they may find you, because they'll have the app on their phone. They're
right,
like, oh, there's a guy flying a drone over there. Let's go check him out
yeah.
and see what he's doing.
Yeah, I've already had the one incident with a gentleman from another country that approached me. I'm not a big guy. I'm only 5'4". I weigh 200 pounds, but he approached me one morning at the beach. Ray knows the story.
Yep.
And he came, and this guy was covered with tattoos from his top of his head all the way down to his feet. And he says, "You were flying the drone on top of me," and blah, blah, blah. And he's inching closer and closer and closer. And I said to him, "Listen," I said, "don't let my size fool you." I said, because I reached on my hip and then he knew what I was talking about. He backed away because Ray knows I always carry my piece with me everywhere we go.
That's why I hang
Because
around with Al. He'll
that's why
protect you.
I'm his bodyguard actually. But yeah, it's a crazy world out there. It really is. And the other thing is, look, when you're done flying, pick up after yourself. Like I lost my landing pad once at the
Yeah.
same beach. I lost a landing pad there. So and
We
then
got a
Ray lost
celebrity, a couple of celebrities in the chat, just to let you know. We got Steve Carpenter coming to us
Hey,
all the way
Steve.
from California, SC Aerials, and David Lorenzo's watching tonight. Thank you,
David, what's
David.
up, buddy? Which
So
way is the beach, David?
I didn't mean to acknowledge it, but I gotta acknowledge the celebrities when they come in.
Oh yeah, yeah. And David's
So,
great. He flies with us also at the meetups. He shows up all the meetups, and
Yeah.
we have a good time. It's
so who's had this statement made to you, drone pilots, where someone says, if a drone is flying over my backyard and my wife is outside sunbathing,
we
I
hear
can
this all the
shoot it.
time.
I can shoot it down with a shotgun, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's like, is there like a textbook somewhere with that phrase in there or something? Because
I think yeah, yeah.
I know. I've
Some
heard it
people
a few
they don't.
times.
Yeah, yeah. Matter of fact,
I'm
somebody's
surprised
drone was
at the number of women out there sunbathing. I didn't know so many women did that.
somebody's drone was just shot down over the weekend. They posted a video. It wasn't a DJI drone. It was a cheaper drone, but the bullet hit it and knocked it out of the sky. It was on the video, tumbling
Really?
down
Where
the
was that,
ground.
Al? Do you know where it was?
I'm gonna try to find it when we're done. I'll try to find it on the. It was one of the groups had it today, and
Okay.
it was crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Well, I carry a big stick just to let you guys
Well,
know.
that's so
It's
you
my
can walk.
cane. It's my
That's so
cane.
you walk.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to get it in the restaurant.
Well, Ray,
Yeah.
in our background, our policing background, we called that contact cover. So you're busy flying the drone. Your attention is focused on the drone, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, your whoever is with you, your friend, your visual observer, they're watching out for people that are approaching you so they can have a conversation with them, and so you don't get
Right.
disrupted or disturbed while you're flying.
Well, my
Exactly.
daughter made me a shirt, and I'm going to see if I can find it. The back of the shirt has this on it.
Yeah.
You know, so like, leave me the hell alone. Don't bother me.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. I also
So,
found
That's a
that,
great church.
especially
It is.
yeah.
if I'm doing a commercial job, I put
Right.
cones down. I have a
I
vest
do
like
too.
that,
I have them.
and I put
Yeah.
cones down because it looks like, oh, that's a work site. You know, just leave this guy
Exactly.
alone, whatever.
Yeah. We did
And
that the
then,
last meetup. Remember, Ray? With
Yeah. The
yeah,
cones help. There's no
the
doubt
people
yeah,
about
stay
it.
back. Yeah, they do
No,
stay
they
back.
help. I
Yeah.
learned that from Rob Kamada initially. You know, he
Yeah.
sets up
Yeah.
cones. And, you know, I love flying with more experienced pilots than me because I learn from them. I really do. And I
Yeah. Well,
appreciate
we
them
all do.
sharing
Yeah.
their
I mean,
knowledge.
it's yeah.
so do any
Just
of you
like
guys fly?
tonight, Bill, you're sharing your knowledge with all of us, and
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
appreciate
We
that.
appreciate
Oh,
it.
thank you. Do any of you fly at night?
I do a lot.
Al does, yeah.
I love to fly at night. I love it.
Al,
Yeah.
you know, I got brave last weekend. I
I
flew the
saw that.
Demonster
Yeah.
Towers at night.
I saw that. Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a little trick to that, right? I mean, being aware of the height of the trees or whatever around you. Of course, I'm from
Right.
Wisconsin, so we get a lot of trees here.
Yeah.
But being aware of how high things are around you, so that when you come back in, you know,
Yep.
you're above that, and then
Yeah.
coming, you know, straight down. And then these are great little drone lights. Whoops, this is like a light that has two different lights on it.
Oh,
So
two.
Okay.
so you can stick. These are
Okay.
Fox Fury lights.
Right.
So
I've
they're
never
one of
seen
the
one like that. I like it.
yeah they're in my opinion one of the best drone lights out there. So it just recharges with USB-C, and then you
USB.
stick
And
Yeah.
who
it.
makes that
You know,
one?
Fox Fury
Okay.
is the name of the company. They make a lot of public safety lighting. I just got this from to test. It's from Drone Skyhook.
Oh,
Oh, so
serious,
that's
serious
So
lights.
so
Searchlight,
I
right?
just this
Spotlight.
fits on this will fit on a Mavic 3. It has its own power source,
Mm-hmm.
so it's going to add a little bit of weight to the drone, but it's like insanely bright.
yeah. Start RC sent me something similar for the Air
Oh
2S. And
yeah,
this thing is bright, believe it or not. I mean, this thing really is. I
yeah.
mean, I really don't
LEDs
use it, but
come a long way here. So this
Boy,
is
you
the
guys got a lot
Autel.
of toys.
This is the Autel Enterprise drone,
right. Yeah.
and they have a built-in. I think this is 2,000 lumens or something
Wow.
like that. But
Yeah.
these are really nice and bright.
Right. Yeah,
So this
definitely.
is another search and rescue type of drone.
Right.
Paul saying a gunman shooting a drone. Cool. Yeah, I saw that,
That
Paul.
might be
I
it.
did see that.
Did you see it?
And I heard that they didn't even report it to the police if it's the same one. But again, if something like that happens, you should report it to the police.
Oh yeah. You
Heck
definitely
yeah.
should.
Yeah, that's in my view, that's criminal damage to property, shooting down a drone. I always have there's 4 reasons. Now watch, I'm not going to be able to name all 4, but the 4 reasons not to shoot down a drone is: one is the drone will be disabled, it can careen out of control
Right.
and crash
And
into
damage
someone and
into someone,
hurt someone. The second reason is if the battery is punctured, it could
It
burst
can
into
explode.
flames, right? Yeah. And the third thing is it's illegal. It's criminal damage to
Yeah.
property. And I forget the fourth one.
Yeah.
but
You know what it is when you tell somebody that a drone's an aircraft, they think it's a toy. Well, what do you mean it's an aircraft? But it's an aircraft. It's registered. It's
Yeah.
an aircraft. So it's a federal offense.
Another tip
Shooting them down.
for you guys, especially for you fellas that maybe want a drone for Christmas or your birthday or something, and your wife says, "Oh, you just want another toy."
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Well, when you pull out the owner's manual, you say, you read or the first sentence, it says, "Caution, this is not a toy."
Toy.
I know. And have both of you heard there's a new drone coming out Thursday? That's the
Yeah.
rumor.
What's that one?
Yeah, the
Is
mini
that the S, the
DJI
mini SC?
Mini 2
SC.
SE
Yeah.
is what
Oh,
I've been
no.
told.
Yeah. What are they going to do
Yeah.
to that the Mini 2 didn't have
Maybe.
already?
Well, again, there's always new drones coming out,
Oh yeah.
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 and I look forward to them. Not that I'm going to buy them all, but I look
Yeah.
forward to them.
Well, I think
Yeah.
I'm pretty much done for now. Until next Christmas, maybe. We'll see.
Well, I have to say, I just got to show one little video. I was going to show one of my own tonight, but being that JC Flying, he uh, he made a special video. I'm going to show that, and I hope everybody enjoys it because JC, he's one of the biggest supporters of this
He
channel
really
and the
is.
Fly
Yes,
for
he
Fun
is.
show.
Are you going to show the
And
one with fish?
you saw it already, Al?
Yes, sir. Yes, I did. I saw it this
He
morning.
calls it the catch of the day.
Yeah, you catch it today.
And here it is. He's good. JC, how about that? An iguana. How many people have caught an iguana on Oak
All
Line?
right.
I thought that was such a
I
cool
saw that
little
first thing
video.
this morning. Yeah.
So, but so Bill, you were saying you do some fishing up there.
Yeah, so there's a lot of lake fishing going on here. Smaller panfish, perch, bluegill. I have a pond in my backyard where you can catch bluegills that look like the size of a pancake.
Oh, really?
So that's all my grandkids learn how to fish back there.
Nice.
That's great having a
Hey,
pond.
Ray,
in your
if you move up
backyard.
there, you can get rid of your boat. You can just get yourself a pond.
Yeah. Well, Bill, I do have a pond back in my New York house.
But it's got
Okay.
koi
I
in it.
raise koi in it. I have a koi collection.
They frown on you catching and eating those, huh?
And I haven't tried to catch any of them yet. And Mark Fisher, he ended up getting some koi too. He's got one up in his house in Rhode Island. So, but I love my fishing, as Al knows.
Yeah. Yeah.
I says, Al, you got any fishing rods on this boat?
So
My
He says,
boat,
on my
"No." All right, I'll bring some.
somewhere on my YouTube channel, I have a video. I went out on a charter fishing trip in Lake Michigan to catch salmon, and they let me bring the drone, and I launched the drone from the boat,
Nice.
and then I hovered the drone while the guys were pulling
Catching?
in like a really nice one. Like
Wow.
I was like,
That's
"What's
great."
that?"
Yeah.
But I got the drone in position so you can actually see them, pull it in. Nice.
Yeah, that's
But
nice.
another tip of the day for if you're launching from a boat, return
Yep.
to home. Well,
not the
guess what?
same.
Home isn't the same place where you
No,
took
it's
off.
I made that mistake myself.
You also better master your hand catching skills, because if you're faint of heart, you don't want your fingers chopped up.
Yeah.
You got to get that skill down. So this was
Yeah.
a phantom though. Phantoms were pretty easy to hand catch.
Those are
'cause
easy to
Yeah.
catch.
You
right.
could grab a leg and you flip it upside down, the
Then
propeller
shut it
stops.
off. Yeah.
But if you try to catch like one of these, it's a little more challenging because you can
Tricky
pretty
on a
easily
boat.
get your fingers caught in there.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not a big hand catcher. I'm
Yeah.
a chicken.
yeah, it's
The
not
Mini
the best
2,
way.
I was the only one that I
So-
would catch.
So last week something happened to me, and this is a Wisconsin thing because it's cold, and it was probably about 18 degrees or so, and I just got back from
Good night, Will.
taking video of the lake freighters in Sturgeon Bay.
Right.
So I'm coming back to land, and I go to set it down, and I could not get that drone to shut off for the life of me. It was like dancing
Wow.
on the pavement, and
Really?
I didn't want to stick my hand in there. Also, I tried to just touch it on the top, just to hold it down. But there's no way to like easily get your hand in there to pull the battery out or anything. You chop the shit on your fingers. So
Yeah.
I wound up actually just touching the top of it with my foot just to hold it down until I could get it to shut off.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know. No. Hand catching is pretty tricky. I know.
Yeah, I'm
But
not a
some
big
guys
fan.
do it. So they make it look so easy,
Yeah, TJ and
Yeah.
Maddie, they're always hand catching. I'm not a Mark Fisher. I've seen him hand catch that Mavic 3 like it was nothing.
Well, you can
I
do some
know.
serious damage to your fingers. So
Oh yeah,
you gotta
yeah, right.
really
Tell
gotta
them about your fingers.
know what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's they hurt.
Well, I know everybody's waiting for the for the monthly giveaway, and tonight we give away the T-shirt for February. I mean January. So I have to pick the winner for this T-shirt right here, and I'll do it right now, and then we'll do the little contest for next month's giveaway. And I have a hat usually right here, so I'm going to use this hat. But um, we got some names right here, and I won't even look. I'm just going to do the drawing without looking. And Charles Galusky.
Hey, Charles.
Charles Galusky.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. You win the T-shirt for January. All right. Send me your mailing address. I don't think I have it. If I do, send it to me, and I'll get the T-shirt out to you. And now everybody wonders how I'm going to do the contest every week. And I change it around. I do that for a reason. And this week, somebody knows how we're going to do it. But I'm going to put a number down right on my pad here. And it's going to be the lucky number between 1 and 50. You guys are eligible because you don't know what it is. So first one to get it will win it. Or the name will go in the hat for next month's drawing. All right? And I don't see it yet. So sometimes I miss it. And if I do, I apologize. But don't forget, you guys are eligible too. More than one entry, you're allowed. First one to get it gets it. The name in the hat. And I do see it. I do see
I like
it.
Unlimited Verticals answer there. That was a good one.
But anyway, I think Stephen Drones got it first. It's Mickey Mantle's number. Anybody know what Mickey Mantle wore on the back of his jersey? Number 7.
7.
Yeah, I think Stephen Drones is the first one to put down number 7. So your name will go in the hat for next month. Thank you. But I tell you guys, the hour goes by so fast. It really does. And we have a busy night on Monday nights. We got I think Al Duran goes on this week with his show, Ranify. It might be even the World Drone Community because I get them mixed up. They rotate every other week at 7 p.m. With Robbie Gray. And Robbie is one of the sponsors of the South Florida Drone Meetup too. So be sure to watch them. And then at 8, I usually watch the Grumpy Vlogger with Lloyd, And then at 9, we got one of the best drone shows ever, and that's Drone Nation with Ron Brown and Marcus Crawford and DeMarco Moore. I've learned so much watching their show, and I highly recommend it to everybody in the chat. But guys, it's time for you to say your goodbyes and anything you would like to promote. And Bill, we'll start with you. Thank you for being a guest on the show tonight. You were fantastic. You were a great guest. Thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate being here. Check out my YouTube channel, Titletown Drones. And thanks for everybody. Hopefully I'll be able to get down there and attend your flying meetup.
Good. We look forward to having you. Really. Come with your wife. Bring some kids, some grandkids. Turn it into a family vacation.
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. And now it's your time.
Yeah, Bill, I thank you for being here tonight too, because it was awesome. Just listening to your story. And everybody fly safe, be courteous and try to keep the drones up in the air and not in the water. So, because we fly a lot over water. Most of our flying is over water here. So, but we win some, we lose some. But thank you all for supporting me. Also at my meetups, you guys have been great. Getting more and more.
South Florida Drone Flyers is a great group. I highly recommend you joining it.
We had a great time. It was
almost as good as the South Florida Drone Meetup group.
Yeah. We might have to merge next year.
But no,
Yeah, I think
Al,
we can have
I think the world of you, and Al and I are going to be flying on Thursday morning. Just to
Thursday
let
morning. Yes,
everybody
yeah.
know, we got another secret location we're going to.
Yes. I don't even know where it is yet.
So,
Oh,
but anyway,
All right.
guys, thank you very, very much for tuning in tonight. I have an announcement to make. I will be on a cruise next week.
oh
I'll
my
be
God.
showing a rerun or a premiere in this time slot. I don't know if we'll go to whole hour next week, but I won't be here. I'll be on a cruise
I
in the
think you
Western
should do it
Caribbean.
from your. I think you should do it from the cruise ship.
Should be live broadcast from this
I
ship.
I'll
know.
be able to
I
eat
know.
dinner with my wife on Monday night next week.
So, but thank you all for tuning in. But I'll see you again in 2 weeks,
Thank
and
you.
don't forget about the Fly for Fun show on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. on the Johnny Drone Flyer channel. We have two great guests scheduled, like we always do. So be sure to tune in for that. And I like to plug Johnny's Drones and Coffee too, and the Sunrise Crew on the weekends.
Yeah.
And there's Alicia B. How you doing? If I missed you earlier, Alicia, I apologize. But hi, thank you for tuning in. And that's about it, guys. So have a good night. If you get out there, fly safely,
That's safe.
and fly for fun. And we'll see you again. Good night,
Good night.
everybody.
Okay,
And if
good
you
night.
guys want to stay in the back room, we'll have a party with the shrimp and lobster if there's
There's
any
none
left.
left.